Hey there, morning everybody. Thought I'd do something completely different today. Number one, my phone's on a tripod. Number two, I'm drinking chai, not coffee. Cardamom chai. I found this at a little store and it is just the bomb. It is so amazing, this cardamom chai stuff that I found. But what I thought that I would do a little bit different is I thought that considering everybody is stuck at home and there should be a lot of sexing going on, and since sex is kind of like one of my things, that I kind of coach people on and help people with, I decided that why don't I start a whole little line around confessions of a sex coach. And as I was making my chai, I thought maybe I should just do like a free group. I don't know. We'll see how the day unravels here. But I might just do like a free little group to give some tips and tricks and all that kind of stuff and get down to the nitty gritty, the real juicy details. Because, a lot of the times what us sex and relationship intimacy coaches get is that our world is perfect, right? Our world, we have all the sex going on. We're always orgasmic. We're always multi-orgasmic. We have, a plethora of lovers, or we have the deepest, most amazing relationships. We know exactly how to communicate. We don't have any body image issues. We have no problems because we're coaches, right? We're coaches and we coach on sex. And so our sex must be perfect. Must be perfect. At least that's what people think. I know that people think that. It's always kind of funny because I get a lot of men that come to me and they're like, oh, you must have like this and you must do that and you must be this way and you must be blah, blah, blah. It's so not true. It is just not true at all. We are human beings. Male or female sex and relationship coaches, we're still just human beings. And I thought, a lot of the times, what do us coaches do? We're guilty. Coaches are guilty, self-included, of presenting an image of perfection. Of, as real as we try to be, we're always problem solving. That's what we're good at. We're great problem solvers. We're great, pattern finders. We can see the big picture of things and we know how to move people through it. But we know how to move people through it because we're moving ourselves through it consistently. And that's why, a really good coach has done their work, has their education, has all this stuff behind them. But a really, really good coach has lived it, breathed it, and has pushed through these different challenges. And that's why they can coach you through something as well. So I really do, as I'm saying this to you, as you know, I just kind of like conscious coffee is one of those things where it's just like blow and go, and we'll just see what kind of comes down the line from God and what needs to come out to you guys. But as I'm speaking to you, I really think I'm going to create a free group. Welcome to everybody, where I am going to get into the confessions of truth about sex coaching and about, like some of those real things that I have been through or that I might be going through, which is what started this whole conversation today. As I was laying in bed this morning, I made love last night, had awesome sex last night, had some awesome sex this morning. It was great. It was connective. It was, it was in the moment. It was spontaneous, but we were both being present and it was enjoyable and it felt good. But I didn't have one orgasm. There's my confession of the day. I had sex twice for probably about 2.5, 3 hours in total. And I didn't have one orgasm. Not one. How is that effing possible, right? How is that possible that I had all the sex in the last 15 hours of my life and still experienced no orgasm? I'm a sex coach. I should have had like a plethora of orgasms, right? Yeah, I should have, right? I should have. But I didn't. So, confession of the day. Confession to get you to join the group that's not even formed yet. That will be formed probably within the next couple hours, that you'll be able to access for free here on my business page. Is that this sex coach did not have an orgasm the last couple times that she had sex, even though she had present sex, even though she was present there with her partner, even though he took his time and he knows how to use his tools And he really focused in on foreplay. And I really allowed myself to enjoy, to drop down, to surrender. I edged up on it. And then I just went, bleh, not there, not there. Zero orgasm. Now, he doesn't know that I'm doing this video, so send him a little love, okay? Because when he catches this video, he's gonna be like, what the heck? But you know, hey, that's part of dating a sex coach. Your shit kind of gets just tossed out there. He's used to it at this point in time. After 3 years of being with me, he's used to it. But no, I was thinking about it. So I'm laying in bed this morning. He goes to work, and you know, we had some really good morning sex. And I'm not a big fan of morning sex. I love the connection of it, but it's a lot harder. It's more of a challenge for me to get into my body first thing in the morning. I know that's not the case for a lot of women, but for this woman, it is the case. I'm like, I need my cup of coffee. I need to wake up. I need to get into my body, which means embodiment. So I need to be able to breathe. I like to do my meditation in the morning. And that morning sex just kind of disrupts my flow. But I love the connection. I love the connection. I love I love how it charges him up. I love how it sends him out into the world in the day and just with an ignited spirit and just turned on to life and full of gratitude and full of joy and just really feeling strong in who he is as a man. So to me, that is far more beneficial than anything. I'm not there for the orgasm. I just kind of rule it out, which allows me to kind of just drop down and to be able to give a gift in that moment. Now, evening sex or midday sex, a little bit different story. Those I want to really just, get into and feel into. But sorry to say, last night was not the case, even with all the foreplay, even with a glass of wine, even with lots of connection talk, even with snuggling, even with a great massage. You know what? It still didn't happen. And it's okay. It's okay. But what came to me this morning while I was laying there, so he went to work, right? Back to the story. Round and around we go. He left, and then I did my meditation, and I finished my cup of coffee, and I did some breathing work, and then I went, damn, I got some female blue balls going on. Like, I feel really bitchy, really, really bitchy. My hormones are totally jacked up. I need some help. Like, I really need some help. And I was like, oh, like, man, what I would give right now for just to be touched the way that I really need to be touched right this very second. And I went, why am I waiting for tonight? Why am I waiting for anything? Why am I giving my power over to somebody else? That's ridiculous. That's not me. That's not me. So I went into my trusted toy box, and I decided, even though I'm not a big toy player, today I am. Today I am a toy player. Today I'm going to support myself. Today I'm going to give to myself. And today I'm going to really get embodied in my orgasm potential in this moment. So I got out two awesome toys, which I never use. And now after this morning, I was like, why do I not ever use these things? These are amazing. Like, I should do this every day. Okay, so I grabbed out two toys, and I decided that I was going to massage myself. So I grabbed some coconut oil, and I massaged, and I relaxed, and I breathed. And then I went ahead and I started to massage my clitoris. And then I went ahead and started to massage my whole vulva, really more intimate, more sensual. And then the introitus, which is the entry of the vagina. For those of you who don't know what an introitus is, that's the entry of the vagina. And then I started to massage the entry of the vagina. And I was like, okay. And I caught myself being really in my head, really, really in my head. And I got pissed off. I was so mad. I was mad at myself for being in my head. I was mad at myself for having to masturbate. I was mad at myself for having to be in the masculine and in the feminine in this moment, because I just wanted to receive. I just wanted to surrender. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to surrender. I wanted to be taken care of in that moment. And I took a good deep breath, and I was like, okay, am taking care of me. If I don't take care of me right now, how can I expect anybody else to be able to take care of me right now? Like, I need to work out my crap right here. I need to get in touch with me. I need to move this energy. And this conversation popped into my head. And here's the world of women, right? I'm masturbating. It's feeling good. And meanwhile, conversations are popping in my head. And I thought of this conversation that I had with my lover last night when he's reading this amazing book from David Dita, The Enlightened Sex Manual, which I recommend to anybody who wants to up their game in the bedroom, especially during this period of isolation. Get this book. It's phenomenal. It's short. It's about 124 pages, something like that. It's a perfect book for couples. It's really going to teach you about how to connect, how to be present, to understand masculine sex and feminine sex, to really be able to drop in and connect at a different level. So he's reading this book, because he works down in Dallas and stuff, and he's like, well, there's not a whole lot going on at his work, so he's got time to read right now. So he's reading that, and he was talking to me about different things. And one of the conversations that we had last night was based on, well, but you need a partner to be able to heal yourself sexually, to be able to do different things. And no, you don't. Like, Tantra is a solo gig first, and then it can be a coupled gig or a moresome gig. But it is solo first and primary, because Tantra, even the whole picture of Tantra is about weaving all of life together. Tantra is about really tapping into all of life and seeing how it delicately weaves itself into all other aspects, all other subject areas of your life, okay? So everything blends together. You can't be lacking in this department and not have trouble pop up over here. You can't be strong in this department and it not slowly ripple out to the other subject areas of your life. So Tantra is a whole embodiment of life and enjoyment of life. We get focused in on the sex. So with sex though, we think, oh, well, Tantra, that means that you're going to learn a lot more, fancy dancy skills and positions and how to last forever and how to control your ejaculate or how to have multiple orgasms or full body orgasms. And yes, all of that is possible and more. But at the front of it all, what it is about is embodiment. It's about the self. And the only way you access your healing, the only way you really truly tap into your sexual power, which is power for all other aspects of life, for opening up and receiving life, for abundance, for calling it in, is to tap back into self. And as I was telling him, I was like, no, a lot of sexual healing happens with the self first, happens through self-pleasure, happens through learning your body. We live in a world where people almost are, detoured to learning their body, that it's something that they shouldn't do, especially as women. Unfortunately, I work with a lot with women, and a lot of women, yeah, they might masturbate, but they masturbate in a way that it is masculine. So it's just for the quick release. It's straight to the clitoris. They know the spot. Just like you guys know the spot, us women know the spot. And we get in there, we go boom, 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 and yay, we're done. But it's just taking the tip of the iceberg of the true orgasmic potential. You're short-circuiting yourself. You are offering yourself like one little scoop of the whipped cream on the pie of your sex, of your orgasm. You're missing the whole damn pie. So true, deep connection, embodiment, that's how we get those deeper orgasms. That's how we go deeper. And that's what I was trying to explain to him last night. So there I lay this morning with a cock in one hand and a vibrator in the other, in my bed, deep breathing, relaxing. And I was like, here's the thing. Did I take the vibrator straight to my clit? I said this was confession time, right? Yeah. No, I did not. I did not put the vibrator directly on my clit. I ran it along my pubic bone because there's tons of nerve endings along the pubic bone. And that's also where we hold a lot of emotion, where we block, where we numb out. And when those nerve endings are dead, or when they're numbed out, when they're calloused over, it decreases the sensation to our clitoris, to our introitus, to our G-spot, to our cervix, and even up into our breasts and up into our neck, because we have this thing called the vagus nerve, which runs all the way from the back of our spine down through our bodies and down into our genitals. That is like a super highway of information traveling back and forth. It is how our mind communicates and says, hey, there's something pleasurable going on. We need to get activated. Let's open up. Let's surrender. Let's get the blood flow in there. Let's really pump in the juices right there. But that gets disconnected when we go straight for the kill spot, okay? So when we go straight for that button, and guys, this happens to you too, when we go straight for that spot on the clitoris at the 1 o'clock hour, we all know it. It's a high point, and it's a very edgy climax. It's not an orgasm. It's a climax. It brings us up, and then it drops us. And we're like, and then what do? We put it away, and then we go on about our day, and we don't give any gratitude, any slowness, any presence to the body. Tantra teaches something different. It teaches about embodiment. It teaches about slowing down. And we have to do this in our self-pleasure as well. We have to do this in our connection time as well. Slow down. Bring the presence in there. So there I am. Cock in one hand, vibrator in the other. And I personally hate this part because I had to get all kinked up to get the right movement going with the wannabe cock in your hands. Like, here's the reality. Confession. Like, damn, I got some cartilage stuff going on in the shoulder right here, and I can't get the physical therapy work done right now with all this isolation and everything. And after this morning, I'm probably going to need physical therapy with this arm because you got to get into this position. And I wanted my G-spot rubbed, and I wanted my cervix rubbed. And at the same time, I wanted this sensation, this vibration coming down from my pubic bone and softly vibrating the rest of my vulva and my clitoris to really allow myself to open up, to breathe in, okay? So breathe in the body and to be able to really surrender. And what I found myself doing was I would get into the masculine around the masculine energy of the penetration, right? Of getting the right moves going. And it would start to feel really, really good, but I couldn't tip over. I couldn't get myself to soften, to surrender, because I was in the masculine, because I was trying so hard to access different points and to keep up the tempo that my body needed. And at the same time, I'm trying to bring about this sensation along my pubic bone and with my clitoris. And then you know what I found myself doing? Going, God damn it, I need 2 more hands because my breasts need touched and I need kissed right now. And I need my neck touched and maybe my hair pulled and I need some movement going on. I need. And it was building this hunger. But good news. I did surrender to myself. I surrendered to myself. I took some deep breaths. I laughed at myself for running off on different storylines and thinking about this and thinking about that and telling myself, oh, I should do a conscious coffee on this. Like, I should just get out there and I should really just go really bare and really real and share these truths. Because we're living in this time right now where we're all stuck in our houses, or mostly stuck in our houses, right? And if we're having sex, I know it's a lot of numbed out sex. 60% of the population, if not more, is having shitty, crappy sex, if sex at all, even though they're trapped in their houses. And then we come to the self-pleasure portion of it, men and women alike, and we're just going in for the quick climax. We're not going in for the connection. And you know what we need in this time of isolation? We need touch. We need the release of those positive hormones that we get from orgasm to flood our system, to drop down our cortisol levels, to bring ease into our emotional being. Because we're all in anxiety. We don't know where things are going. Although I would like to report that about 120,000 people have been cleared of the coronavirus at this point in time. I think that we need to bring the attention to the positives around here instead of always focusing in on the negatives. I'm totally supportive of everything that I'm seeing now coming out about the positives of like, hey, this many people are healed. This many people are, back to coming into their normal life. We should be focusing in on that. Well, we should be focusing in on that with ourselves too, in the bedroom. How do we do that? We have to drop those chemicals down from our brain. We have to really flood our systems. If we want to reduce depression, we want to reduce anxiety, we want to reduce the suicide rate, the domestic violence rate, the child abuse rate, well, you better start making love to yourself. Fall in love with yourself. Make love to yourself. Connect with yourself. Learn yourself. This is a beautiful time, single or coupled, to learn yourself first. Don't be dependent on somebody else to be your stress reliever right this very second. Allow yourself to connect with yourself. Bring yourself into harmony with who you are. Embodiment. We're all trying to run from the situation, which means that we're trying to disembody ourselves, right? We're trying to step out of who we are. We're trying to step out of this world, away from the fear. We're just like, no, hide. That's not the answer. The answer is embodiment. The answer is to find your strength right in here and to tap into your pleasure. Like, imagine how much brighter your day is going to be, how much more tolerance you're going to have for those people that are in your house that you might be stuck with if you actually allow yourself to feed yourself. And how much more present in your relationship, more connective in your relationship are you going to be if you actually just take the time for self first? Because then you're going to be able to give. Then you're going to be able to slow down. Then you're going to be able to go, wow, I'm really into this moment with somebody else. I can be present right here. You're not going to be coming at it from a hungry level. Instead, you're coming at it with some fulfillment. And a full person has a lot more to give than an empty person. When we get empty, that's when things get scary. That's when things start to really go disarray. So my message to you in this confession from a sex coach today, which is now a thing because I'm starting a group, I guess. So I hear. So my spirit just told me earlier. But my true message for you is to touch yourself. Really, truly, like, touch yourself, and not just sexually. Like, slow down when you get out of the shower today or tomorrow. I want you to slow down. I want you to take a moment to actually breathe. If you're breathing like this, and just where your chest is just moving, like that, you're not breathing. Your air's not going past your nipples. You want to actually get that air all the way down. This is called breathing into the genitals. This is a Buddha belly breath, okay? So let your stomach go out. Pull that air down. And guess what? When you are self-pleasuring, because I hope that everybody goes and does that today, go self-pleasure. But I want you to breathe deep into your stomach. I want you to follow your breath. I want you to follow touch. I want you to touch your body, not just that sweet spot, not just right there on the spot of your clitoris, not just right there on the spot of your penis. I want you to actually touch your body. Like, really allow yourself to touch yourself. Touch yourself the way you want your lover to touch you. Start there. Start there. Get present with yourself. Allow yourself to just have a moment of surrender with yourself and tap into that pleasure, that receiving, that allowance. And if you do that, I tell you what, you'll set your day for a lot better circumstances, a lot better vibe, a lot better connection, a lot better emotion, a lot better of everything. And you know what you're bringing to the table when you do go and have sex then? You're now bringing a space where you're not empty, where you're not starving. And so your irritation level is going to be less. Your need factor is going to be less. You're going to actually be able to open up, to surrender, and to actually be there with your partner more than when you come at it from this place of, I need, fill me, make me, like, you are my saving grace here. You are what is going to feed me. No, that right there, that's addiction. That's going to only lead into irritation, frustration, and it's extremely, extremely short-lived. So stop accepting the tip of the iceberg of your orgasmic pleasure and take yourself to bigger, better depths. Allow yourself to surrender to you first. Fall in love with right here. Fall in love with the beautiful you that you are, and appreciate this amazing body that you have. because this body, it is here to provide you with pleasure. It is here to be your guidance system. It is here to open you up to experiencing this thing called life, which is what we're all here for. The experience of life, not the avoidance of life, like so many are doing right now. And stop avoiding your pleasure and your sex and your pleasure and your personal pleasure. Stop avoiding the pleasure aspect by just allowing yourself the quick fix, by just taking that tip of that iceberg. Go deeper with who you are. Go deeper with your feeling. Go deeper with your sensation. Go deeper with your presence. See if you can breathe into it. See if you can actually pull that feeling of orgasm out. Expand it out to your hip bones. Expand it into your butt cheeks. Expand it down into your thighs, up to your navel. And maybe, just maybe, you can pull that all the way up into your heart and do some real healing work on yourself, where you open up yourself to the beautiful thing called love that you have and that you need to have for self first in order to offer it to anybody else in this world. On that note, I will post a link here in just a little bit to the group that I am creating this morning. Before I do anything else, creating this group for everybody. So I'm going to have its confessions of a sex coach. I will probably do, I don't know, we'll see what I'm going to do. I don't know. This is like, we're winging it, right? Totally winging it. That's the way I roll. But it's going to be a free training group here focused in on sexual things. I'm going to give you the juicy good details, like really truly, like what I struggle with, what I'm going through, how I'm working through it. What are those steps? You know, men, women, couples, singles. I've been in all these, well, I've never been a man before, but you know, I deal a lot with guys. I hear a lot, and I happen to work a lot with guys and help them through some really sticky situations. No pun intended, maybe pun intended, I don't know. but really helping people move through some stuff. But this will be a free group for you guys to join, to access, to get some education, to support you in this time of need where you really do need to be working on yourself. I really think that this is a beautiful time for us to learn embodiment, to learn about self-love, and to really start accessing who we are, so that when we come out of this state of world isolation, we can not be isolated anymore, but learn connection. And that's what this world is going to need. We're going to need connection. We're going to need it big time. And we're going to need it in multiple different ways. We're being given the opportunity to go to self first right now, so that when we do break out of this isolation and set ourselves free again, we're going to be able to then have the opportunity to connect with each other. So look for that. Outside that, I have another free training that I am doing on the coronavirus later today. And that is available. It is a free event that I am going through the 10 safeguards to safeguard your relationship, your wealth, and your health during this pandemic. So just to give you some tips and tricks as to how to keep yourself in a really good state, relationship, health, and wealth. I'm going to give you 10 plus things on that and tell you a little bit about what I'm doing to make it through this pandemic. So look for that. Make sure that you join the group on that. You are going to be taken, and the links comment to the event page. On that event page, you'll read through it, and then you're going to see a little link to take you to the group. You have to go ahead and join the group to actually access the live training and get the PDF that will be handed out on the safeguards for that. So make sure that you take advantage of that. Share that with anybody that you think might need that, as well as sharing this conscious coffee with somebody that you think might need it, because guess what? We all need better sex. We all need more connection. We all need the safeguards. So hit the share button, hit the share button, hit the share button. Did I say that enough? Hit the share button. And yeah, go take some time for you. You're worthy of your love. You're worthy of your touch. You're worthy of pleasure. Hello, that's the name of the game. Do you know that we learn two different ways? We learn through pleasure and we learn through pain. And guess what? We get to choose which we learn through. What's yours? I know what mine is. I know what mine is. I've done enough of the pain game. It's like, that's not fun. That's really not fun. I choose pleasure. I hope you do too. Join me in the free group that will be coming out later today. Look for it in the comment section. I love you guys. Remember, stop existing, start living, and enjoy yourselves. Truly, like all of yourself. Love you guys. Catch you tomorrow.